So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to set up or put a heat mat on it. So I just have classic Exoterra heat mat, just an 8-watt heat mat. I know that's going to be plenty. Brazilian rainbow boas don't need an extremely hot heat mat. 85 degrees is perfectly fine, and these 8 watts will easily get there. And then of course, I also have a thermostat. So I ordered this thermostat off of Amazon. It was pretty cheap. It was like 30 bucks. It's called Inkbird. It's a temperature controller. It's not an expensive thermostat by any sense, so it's not a proportional thermostat or anything. It just looks like this. It seems like it's pretty good quality. It's very simple, just an on-off thermostat. That's really all I need here. I don't need any night drops or anything. It's got a nice long probe. It's actually a thick cable, and the probe looks like it's fairly good quality. I really like when thermostats come with probes that you can remove. It just makes your life a lot easier because I always fasten the probe underneath the heat mat between the tub, so it does get stuck, or it's fixed. So we just gotta peel this white piece off. So I'll take the probe kind of right in the middle of the mat, just like that. I'll take a little bit of foil tape and just fasten it like that. That way the heat mat is touching the probe. I'm just gonna stick them both on right here. I'm just gonna set this thermostat. So if I read the instructions correctly, I have these 2 temperatures. So this bottom temperature is the temperature that I want the mat or the heat to turn off. So for now I'm just going to set it to 85. I think that's fine. And then 85, and then this is, I guess, the temperature that you want it to click back on when it falls below that. So I mean, I want that to be pretty much maintaining. I think the closest, well, can you? Oh yeah, so the closest you can get them within is a degree. So it bumped my bottom temperature up to 86. That's fine. I'm gonna leave it there for now, and we'll see what the heat mat. I mean, I might need to set the thermostat up a little bit higher, but we will check the hotspot later. So I'll plug that in, and then we'll plug the probe in, just like that. So instantly you get a read on what the hotspot is right now. Obviously 72. This thing has not been on yet. And then the red light indicates that it is heating. So far, so good. So we're gonna add this heat tape. It's gonna be exactly the same way we did it when I originally set up the tub, if you watched that video. So I have the thermostat that I was using for her tub. She's on a different thermostat now, so I could use this one. So here's the probe. I'm gonna tape the probe up underneath the heat tape. That's gonna be taped and fixed to one spot, and then we're gonna tape the heat tape directly down onto the enclosure. I'm going to try to aim this into an area where I imagine the enclosure, or sorry, the hide will be. I'd rather measure the hot spot inside the hide because that can tend to build up a little more heat than the rest. So I most likely be putting her hide in the back end of the enclosure. So that's kind of where I'm going to put it, right here. So just going to use some regular foil tape. That should be good right about there, and now I'm going to use foil tape, tape this guy down. So the next piece I need to do is I need to raise the enclosure off of the ground, or off of the table. It can't sit flat against the heat mat for a couple reasons. One, the probe is down here. So if I put this down, it would be putting all the weight on the probe. The entire glass enclosure would be sitting. Obviously I don't want that. That would be terrible. It might even crack the glass. And the second piece is you don't want heat tape sitting directly onto a surface without having a space to breathe. So what I always do when I'm working with these types of things with tubs or anything is I buy these little, these are just felt pads for furniture, and they come in various sizes, circles or squares, and I found these 90-degree angle ones which are kind of neat. So I'm going to use those to go around the heat tape itself, and then I have these much larger ones for the rest of the bottom, just to support the entire weight. This will also make it much easier to slide the enclosure on the surface of the table. I have to cut the ones for the bottom to get around the cables.